Hey, Jordan Schroeder here with Blue Tide Exteriors, your local outdoor living and exterior specialist. Today I wanted to bring you guys a tip from a consumer base. I guess this could apply to a contractor base, but mostly for you consumers that are out hiring contractors. This can be for both inside and outside work, but today I'm going to give you an example of a recent project we did for a customer about a year and a half ago. We did a screen room for this particular customer, and phase two, they wanted us to come back and extend their concrete out to build patios on. And in that time, I do remember, because I do it with everybody, I explained to them, hey, for these pergolas and patios that you're wanting to do, you need footers, you need a permit, you need rebar with wire mesh in there. And I explained all the things that you would need in order to accomplish what they were wanting to do. And unfortunately, they ended up getting another quote or two, which is fine, that's expected, even though that we were a past client, and they went with another contractor who was cheaper. And then we actually saw that person posting pictures online of their project, and come to find out the patio cover did not have footers in it. There was no permit pulled. And so now what these people don't realize is that when now it's time to come back and build their patio and pergola, you don't have a permit. And because you don't have a permit on that concrete, when you pull your permit for your patio cover, guess what? They're going to tell you either A, you got to install footers, which means now you're cutting concrete out or adding to it, and B, they're going to say, if you want to build on that, go get an engineer to sign off on it in order to meet IRC code, which is your code book, right? So I say this as a buyer beware, is that a cheaper price doesn't mean you're getting it cheaper, because a lot of times, depending on what it is that you're doing as a project, it could cost you more money in the future just to actually get what you want. And the reason I wanted to use the concrete example today is because that is one of the most common ones that I see in the outdoor living world, is that people are going and hiring concrete contractors or some side guy because they get a cheap deal on a concrete pad. And then when we show up to bid their job and explain to them, hey, you can't build on this little 4-inch slab without footers. You can't, you could, and people do it, but then that's why you get faulty concrete that's cracking up, breaking up, sinking. Then you get, if it cracks off at the corners where your posts are and where all your your weight is sitting from whatever patio you're doing, even if it's a lightweight patio, okay, maybe it takes more years, if you will, to fail, but eventually it'll fail, because a 4-inch slab is really only about 3.7 inches thick, and then you're putting all that weight on a centralized point with nothing underneath it. You cannot do that. And so anyways, that's just something I want to encourage y'all, is that number one, make sure that whatever contractor you're getting for whatever project you're doing, find out if a permit is required, and don't go just by what they say. Oh no, I don't have to get one. And then number two, make sure that if they're getting that, even if it's a situation that they're not getting a permit, it doesn't take 5 minutes these days, people, to Google the manufacturer's suggested installations of whatever products or services you're doing, or Google, hey, I'm pouring a pad, what should I think about, or what should I have in it? It doesn't take that long to do that. And so I want to encourage you to find that out, because you can put two pads side by side, two patio covers. They both look the same from the top, but it's what's inside that matters. Did they put wire mesh? Did they put fiber? Did they put rebar? Do they have footers for future support? Is the footers continuous footers or piered footers? Are the footers meet code? Do the footers be big enough for what I'm building? So you got to answer all those things, especially when you're going to build something on it. And so no two quotes are the same just because they look the same from the top, or they say, hey, I'm going to pour you, 5-yard patio. And then another guy, hey, I'm going to pour you a 5-yard patio. Really? Better get the details in there, because otherwise it's going to cost you more in the long run. So look for license, insurance, and are they pulling the proper permits, and then get some references, as if you can as well, of past jobs that are similar or the same in nature of what you're being done. Because that's another thing. I see a lot of even licensed and reputable contractors who maybe do kitchens and bathrooms, and all of a sudden they're a patio cover expert. That doesn't make sense. Now, you do have contractors that do both, and if they can prove they do both, then that's fine. But make sure you're hiring somebody that's reputable for whatever the job is that you're wanting done, and that has previous experience and has what they need to get it done. Hope that helps you in your journey of getting any remodeling or new projects, and we'll talk to you soon.